Our friends and families that are here, I'd like to welcome you to the opening ceremony of the 2022 Bowls Canada Youth National Championships. You can do a lot better than that. Thank you. My name's Rob Gallipo, and I'll be, on behalf of myself, Ralph Ellis. Ralph, where are you? Ralph is right there. He is our co-host and head of the organization committee. We'd like to welcome you to the Port Credit Lawn Bowling Club in the wonderful city of Mississauga, Ontario. Just a quick recap of what's going to happen this afternoon. Our ceremonies should take about 45 minutes, give or take a few minutes. We have some very special guests here that are going to speak, and we will meet our athletes, and we'll have a ceremonial opening first bowl, and then there'll be a reception in the clubhouse afterwards. This will not be a typical opening ceremony for a Bowls Canada event. With all the big folks at the Commonwealth Games right now, Jake and I have taken a little bit of creative freedom. That's not true. But we do have everyone's permission on what we're going to do. First things first, though, to get things started, I'm going to call upon Mr. Barry Gilbert to offer our land acknowledgement. Barry?
I'd like to say welcome to everybody here on the treaty lands here of Treaty 13A of the Indigenous people. So welcome all of us right across this country to our land. I would like to do a land acknowledgement, and this land acknowledgement was done by a local Indigenous woman. She's an artist and she's well known. Her name is Lynn Taylor, and I would like to do her land acknowledgement. I would like you to join me in the acknowledgement of the land on which we trend on in this area as part of the treaty lands and territories of the Mississaugas of the Credit. This land acknowledgement is for the Indigenous people who have inhabited and cared for this land before us for thousands of years. The nations I want to mention in this acknowledgement are the Anishinaabe, the Huron-Wendat, the Haudenosaunee, Ojibwe, Chippewa, Métis, and the Mississaugas of the Credit. I would like to show honor for the sun, the sky, the water, and the earth in its core, which also deserves recognition and respect as necessary elements for our lives here. The great tree of peace is important for all of us to join together in unity as we are all connected, not only by its roots, but in many ways. And may we show our gratefulness to have the opportunity to work, play, and live on this land, and by giving us our greatest respects to its first inhabitant, Chimigwich, Mewe, Kai, Wahayone. I like to do a short Indigenous prayer, and I've rearranged this so that it'll be more towards the appropriate for the event that is underway. I'd like to begin by saying, Great Spirit, we give thanks for the athletes competing in this tournament, which brings the people together in celebration of all fairness, both seen and unseen. Help us to keep our hearts free from anger and discord. As fairness, we compete in these games. I'd like to say thank you. Chimigwich.
Thanks very much, Barry. I really appreciate your words there, and I really appreciate you being here with us today in celebrating our sport here at Mississauga's Port Credit Lawn Bowling Club. I think at this time, folks, I'd like everyone to rise, and I'm going to try to get this version of O Canada playing on my phone. Excellent. The last time I did that, the Spice Girls came on. For the next 6 days, 32 athletes will compete for 5 national championships in the following categories: U18 girls, U18 boys, U25 women, U25 men, along with the Forrester Lang Pairs Championship. We are so pleased to have athletes here this week from literally coast to coast. From Vancouver Island to Prince Edward Island, thanks to all the athletes and their parents for packing up and making the trek to Ontario in these still very uncertain and difficult times to travel. We really appreciate everyone's effort to get here today. This is the first Bowls Canada National Championship since 2019, and we're happy to be a part of the return to Bowls. I think, though, we need to take a moment and reflect back over the last couple of years. We've all been very significantly impacted by the effects of COVID. At this time, I'd like to pay respects to the family members and friends we've lost over the past 2 years. Please join me in a moment of silence and reflection. Thank you. As our homes, businesses, activities, and lives slowly start to recover to what's going to be a very different normal now, it's events like this, our Sports National Championship, that will help launch our recovery. So to Jake and all the staff at Bowls Canada, thanks for all the work you do, the effort that you put into organizing this event. It's awesome to be back. To Ralph Ellis. Ralph, where are you again? Ralph and all the members of the James Gardens Lawn Bowling Club. You put so much work into this event, I cannot thank you enough. We were so proud to share this event with you, and hopefully one day we can maybe try again. I know there's a lot of us here that can't wait to play on your new surface next year. And I have to give one more personal shout out of gratitude. Throughout this planning, there's been one person who's taken up so much work off my plate and had so many excellent ideas. I fully expect this week to run as smooth as silk because of the planning, thinking, analysis, replanning, and double planning that's done over the past 6 months. Debbie? Come on out here and just give everyone a quick wave to my wife, Debbie Gallagher. This event would not be possible without Deb. I'd now like to introduce our next speaker. He is a member of the Provincial Parliament for the riding of Mississauga, Erin Mills, and is the Parliamentary Assistant to the Minister of Heritage, Sport, Tourism, and Culture Industries for the Province of Ontario. Please welcome Mr. Sharif Sabawi.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Rob, for the introduction. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you very much for this kind introduction. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to be here today on behalf of the Minister of Tourism, Culture and Sport, Neil Lumsden, to kick off the 2022 Canadian Youth Lone Bowling Championships. Events like championships reflect our appreciation and passion for sports with rich and diverse history. These sporting events also provide an opportunity to come together in the spirit of friendly competition to cheer on our local athletes. Let's hear it for the athletes. Big round of applause, please. The last few years have been challenging for all of us, but the passion and determination of our athletes and their fans has never wavered. You are why we are working with our partners and stakeholders to build a strong amateur sports system in Ontario. That's why our Ontario government is pleased to provide up to $20,000 in grant funding to Bowls Canada Bowling Green. This fund through our sport hosting program to support this great event. We also have a great network of provincial sport organizations that we work with to help develop amateur athletes at all levels. So congratulations, Bowls Canada Bowling Green. Now, to the 25 and under competitors. Some of you will qualify to represent Canada at the World Youth Championships. As I look out into the crowd and see your enthusiastic faces, I have no doubt you will make our Ontario and Canada proud. To the 18 and under competitors and the mixed pair competitors, I encourage you to please use this opportunity to push your limits and suppress your own expectations. Surpass your own expectations. This is your chance to showcase your skills and abilities among some of the best competitors our province has to offer. So give your maximum effort, but also don't forget to have fun out there. I would like to thank Port Credit Loan Bowling Club and Bowls Canada Bowling Green for organizing and hosting this event. I would like also to thank all the dedicated staff, volunteers, for their long hours and commitment ensuring a great event. Enjoy the competitionship, and everyone, and to competitors, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much for those kind words. We really appreciate it. It's rough being up here with all these people that speak so well. Yeah. The next guest we have has been so instrumental for us here at Port Credit Lawn Bowling Club. He works tirelessly in our neighborhood to make South Mississauga a much better place to live and play in. We are so pleased and proud to have with us today City of Mississauga Ward 1 Councillor Stephen Dasco.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. This is really, really heartwarming to see. I must tell you, I heard about this during one of the lockdown phases of COVID, and met Rob virtually, and he told me about all the activities that are going on here, and then he told me about the competition that was coming up. And you try to wrap your head around all this stuff. And it was pretty darn gloomy. I think we all can still recall that. Well, this was something really to look forward to. The next step that we did, because I thought the potential here is really significant, and we've got this unbelievable gem right in our backyard. So the next was I introduced Rob and the group to our newly formed Tourism Mississauga. The new executive director, Victoria Clark, she got it. She threw her weight behind it, and I must say it's been a great collaborative effort with a lot of really great folks. What he was talking about at the time, and what he was really saying, this is what we're looking forward to in the summer. This has been, I think he set the bar here, and we're here right now. Seeing everybody today is incredible. You couldn't have gotten better weather to boot, and just to see everybody's face and everybody here that's going to come and compete this week, it's really heartwarming to see. Welcome, everybody. This is truly an honor to be here to speak to everybody in what I truly feel is the greatest city in the world, Mississauga. So thank you all for coming today, and have an amazing time.
Thank you very much, Councillor. Our athlete athletes are just about ready to be coming in, so we're going to do a couple more little things here. For those of you who are familiar with Bowls Canada National Championships, you're going to see some missing traditions here this year. We don't have a bagpiper. There will be no bagpipes today. Have kind of a funny story about bagpipes. In 2016, Eric was fortunate enough to play in the World Indoor Bowls Championship in Glasgow, England, or Glasgow, Scotland, sorry. What better place for bagpipes in a bowls tournament are you going to see in Glasgow? So we were all excited. We went to the Glasgow Indoor Lawn Bowling Club, and we thought this is going to be incredible. And the opening parade started, and they hit the recording of bagpipes. Debbie and I were shocked. We thought, what the heck is going on? But the parade went on with recorded bagpipes. Later in the week, I talked to the tournament organizer and said to him, David, what's going on with the bagpipes? And he goes, you know what, Rob? He goes, about 10 years ago, we used to have bagpipes regularly, and the guy was coming onto the green and tripped in the ditch and broke his leg. And he goes, since then, we never do bagpipes again. So today, you will not see any bagpipes. We're not going to do a parade of athletes either. The athletes are going to all be introduced individually. There's a small, it's not an official tradition with the Youth Bowls Championship, where one of our participants, who is a media specialist, introduce the athletes. It usually happens one evening during dinner or something. It's just like this random, totally random thing. So I asked Jake in organizing this, I said, Jake, can we get Siteman to introduce the athletes individual in the opening ceremonies? And he was like, oh my God, yes, like we have to do that. So today, we're going to do things a little bit differently. But then I started thinking about it, it's like, geez, you know, if Siteman introduces all the athletes, he's not going to get introduced. So, I'm going to introduce him. So I would like everyone to put your hands together from the Dartmouth Lawn Bowling Club in Nova Scotia, the in-arena DJ for the Halifax Mooseheads, participating in his 8th Junior Championship. Please welcome Mr. John Siteman. So John's going to take over the introduction of the athletes.
How are you doing, everybody, today? Okay, so we're going to get started here. First, representing Alberta. She is the 2022 Alberta Under-18 Girls Singles Champion, Kiara Shalo. Representing Ontario from the Oakville Lawn Bowling Club, this is her first national championship, Hannah Haviland. Also representing Ontario from the Oakville Lawn Bowling Club, this is also her first national championship, Naomi Haviland. Representing British Columbia from the Sydney Lawn Bowling Club, she is the 2022 British Columbia Under-18 Girls Singles Champion, Rianne Wilson. Representing Ontario from the Oakville Lawn Bowling Club, she is the 2022 Ontario Under-18 Girls Singles Champion, Ella Conlon. Also representing Ontario from the Oakville Lawn Bowling Club, this is her first national championship, Rebecca Kuhn. Also representing Ontario from the Oakville Lawn Bowling Club, this is her first national championship, Veronica McLean. Also representing Ontario from the Oakville Lawn Bowling Club, Oakville seems to have a lot of representatives here in this event. She is the 2022 Ontario Under-18 Girls Singles Silver Medalist, Ella Hammond. Representing Alberta from the Commonwealth Lawn Bowling Club, she is the 2022 Alberta Under-18 Girls Singles Silver Medalist, Taryn Mitchell. On to the Under-25 women's singles competitors representing Ontario from the Chesley Lawn Bowling Club. This, I believe, her third or so national championship. Dahlia Stanier. Representing Alberta from the Highlands Lawn Bowling Club, she is the, I believe, two-time a fourth place medalist there in under 18 girls singles, competing in her first under 25 national championship, Alexis Gallagher. Representing Ontario from the Coburg Lawn Bowling Club, this is her first under 25 national championship as a player after playing in the Forster Lang pairs in 2019 in Wandafuka. Please welcome Emily Smith. Representing British Columbia from the Qualicum Beach Lawn Bowling Club, she is the 2022 British Columbia under 25 women's singles champion, Lucy Ewan. And I will also note as well that Lucy is the 2019 Canadian under 18 girls singles champion from the last time that we held this event in Victoria, BC. Finally, the last competitor, the under 25 women's, representing PEI from the Sherwood Lawn Bowling Club, my Atlantic Canadian friend who finished as the fourth place medalist at the 2018 juniors. Please welcome Amy Spence. And on to the under 18 is representing Ontario from the Oakville Lawn Bowling Club. Again, great junior program, it seems, from what I've heard. Competing in his first under 18 national championship, Decker Lai. Representing Ontario from the Coburg Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2022 Ontario under 18 boys singles silver medalist, assisted by apparently super coach Sarah Van Stein. Please welcome Jacob Hyatt. Representing British Columbia from the Sydney Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2022 British Columbia under 18 boys singles champion. Please welcome Logan Saunderson. Representing Ontario from the Chesley Lawn Bowling Club, I believe it's his second or third national championship. I was trying to find the stat there, but competing in multiple national championships, please welcome Gannon Stanier. Also representing from Ontario, competing from the Chesley Lawn Bowling Club in his first national championship, please welcome Quinton Stanier. Representing Saskatchewan from the Newtana Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2019 Canadian under 18 boys singles silver medalist and my former pairs partner in the Forster Lang. Please welcome Lo Wong. Representing Ontario from the Burlington Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2022 Ontario under 18 boys singles champion. Please welcome Noah LaRoche. Representing Alberta from the Commonwealth Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2022 Alberta under 18 boys singles champion, Easton Couturier. Also representing Alberta from the Calgary Lawn Bowling Club, competing in his first Canadian Youth Championship. Please welcome Mohammed Barakat. So Rob stole my thunder with introducing myself, so I guess I'll go to the next one in line so that Sarah can cheer uncontrollably here. Representing Ontario from the Coburg Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2015 Ontario under 18 boys singles champion, and I'm going to be playing him at some point tomorrow, so look out for that game. Please welcome Ben Van Stein. Representing British Columbia from the Wandafuka Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2022 British Columbia under 25 men's singles champion. Please welcome Ozzy Chambers. Representing Ontario from the Port Credit Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2018 Canadian Under-18 Boys Singles Champion. Please welcome the host representative, Eric Gallipo. Representing Ontario from the Heritage Greens Lawn Bowling Club in Kitchener, he is the 2018 Canadian Under-25 Men's Singles Champion. Please welcome Owen Kirby. Also representing Ontario from the Chesley Lawn Bowling Club, competing in, I believe, about his third or so national championship. Please welcome Xavier Sanier. Representing Alberta from the Commonwealth Lawn Bowling Club, he is the 2022 Alberta Under-25 Singles Champion. Please welcome Brad Roden. Be careful there, Brad. Representing Ontario from the Kingston Lawn Bowling Club, competing in his first Under-25 National Championship. Please welcome Curtis Wortman. And last but not least, from the Cosburn Park Lawn Bowling Club, representing Ontario, also competing in his first Under-25 National Championship. Please welcome Ben Rothman. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the field of competitors competing here this week at Port Credit. I will say, just as an aside before I give the microphone back to Rob, it should be a great show this week, especially because, like they said during the training camp, this is the future of the sport. A little thing to note is actually this week with the Commonwealth Games, 7 of our 10 representatives representing Canada in Birmingham were former participants in this event. So you're really seeing the future of the sport, and it's going to be some great games there. So looking forward to seeing a great week here in Port Credit. And as I suddenly have the wind knock everything off, I will hand it back to Rob Gallipo for the rest of the ceremony.
As usual, great job, John. Really appreciate you doing that. Everyone, once again, good luck to the players, and thank you very much for being here. I'm now going to ask a couple players to come up for our athlete's oath as well as the umpire's oath. Would Eric Gallipo, Lucy Ewan, and Gary Ross please come up?
Eric is not playing.
In the name of all competitors, I pledge that we will take part in these competitions in the true spirit of fair play and sportsmanship, respecting and abiding the rules which govern them for the glory of and integrity of bowls and the honor of our teams.
Au nom de tous les concurrents, je m'engage à participer à ce championnat avec un esprit véritablement sportif, à respecter les règles qui régissent et à m'y soumettre pour la gloire et l'intégrité de Bowling et l'honneur de nos équipes.
And now for the official's oath, our head umpire, Gary Ross.
Au nom de tous les officiels, je m'engage à participer à ces championnats avec un esprit véritable sportif, en comprenant et en interprétant les règles avec impartialité pour la gloire de Bowling et l'honneur de l'esprit sportif. In the name of all officials, I pledge that we will take part in these championships in the true spirit of sportsmanship, understanding and interpreting the rules with complete impartiality, for the glory of bowls and the honor of fair play.
Thank you very much, Gary. Our next guest, many, if not all of you, are going to know. This guy is the heartbeat of Bowls Canada. There are many, many times over the past several months where I did my fair share of venting, complaining on various issues leading up to today. Jake, you always had time to listen. You were a sympathetic ear, and you've got the patience of an angel. I am so grateful that I had to do this with you. Please welcome Bowls Canada Director of Bowls Operation, Jake Shuknock.
Thanks for having me, Rob. Appreciate it. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jake Shuknock. I'm the Bowls Development Manager with Bowls Canada. I myself am a bowler. I started when I was 8 in Chesley, so it's cool to see so many Chesley kids up here too, back from my home club. So after 2 years of not having events, it is fantastic to be back here. So first and foremost, I do want to give my thanks to the Port Credit Lawn Bowling Club for having us. I also want to thank James Gardens, Ralph, your team for putting up your hand and being willing to co-host. It is great to be here in Mississauga. We've got quite a bit of support from the province of Ontario, the city of Mississauga, so big thanks to them. I also want to thank Rob and Debbie. Rob, it's been fantastic working with you leading up to these events, so I'm sure we're in for a fantastic week. I also need to give big thanks to MVP Sports, the title sponsor for this event. So for those of you who don't know, the winners of the under-18s, you'll be getting a certificate for a set of bowls. For the winners of the under-25s, you'll be getting a prize pack that you get to raffle off, so you can fundraise a little bit on your trip towards the World Youth Championships. So once I'm done here, one of the things that Dan would like to see is a big group photo next to one of his banners. So once we're done here, please stay on the green so that Alec, my coworker here, can direct you for where we're going to stand and get a nice group shot sent to Dan. To all of the athletes, I hope that you play well and enjoy this experience. It was 14 years ago that I won my first under-18 championship. And from there, I got to play in Hong Kong, Australia, all over the world as part of Team Canada. But ultimately, it led me to my job here at BCB. And I can trace that back to playing in this event. So this event was life-changing for me. I think it can be life-changing for each and every one of you. And one of the things that stands out to me the most about this event is the friendships that you make. So with 32 of you out here, I see a lot of new faces. I hope that you take the time to get to know each other, make new friends, and most importantly, have a really good week. Thanks.
Thanks very much, Jake. I really appreciate it. So we're getting close to the end here, folks. There's a few people that I do want to say a special thanks to. Once again, Bowls Canada, MVP Sports. Amazing Grace, we're about to have some food in the clubhouse afterwards that was provided by them, which is amazing. Roger and Susan from Haven on the Queue. Roger, throw your hand up there. Haven on the Queue has been so supportive in logistics and just helping us through this event, and we so much appreciate all of your help. Your little goodie bags, folks, they were provided by Reliable Promotions. Once again, James Gardens, Ralph Ellis, really appreciate it. To all the members of Port Credit who are sacrificing their club for the week, thank you so much. We appreciate it so much. Tourism Mississauga, again, Councillor Dasco, thank you so much. The catering this week, I think you guys will find the food that's awesome. And once again, a big thanks to all our volunteers. Okay, we're almost done. All the kids are saying, thank God. I'm going to give you one more ghost story, though. I think you've all been in a Tim Hortons drive-through one. And you pull up to the window and someone said, hey, the guy in front of you just paid for your order. And it's like, oh, that's so nice. They didn't pay it forward, right? That's a good thing. It's nice when that happens. So it's like, yeah, I'll pay for the guy behind me. And you do that, and it's just a nice, really feeling thing when that happens. So in 2013, a long time ago, a bunch of people got around a table and were having a meeting. That's the way people used to get together. They used to sit around the same meeting table and talk. They don't do that anymore, but they used to. And they decided to host the Junior Nationals in 2014. And that club was Etobicoke. They did a great job. It was a great event. And, sorry. It started this guy down a path that I could never imagine. So all you 18U parents out there, and you 25s too maybe, I want you to enjoy this week. I want you to think about what it would take to get your club to host this event, because it's very rewarding, and you may be changing a kid's life. Maybe one of these kids' lives will change this week. Who knows? But I encourage you to talk to Jake, to talk to myself about hosting future tournaments, because it's very important to the sport, and we just need people to step up. That's all I got to say. Thank you so much for putting up with us for these 45 minutes or so, 50 minutes. I invite all of you into the clubhouse. We have some food and drinks. Please mingle, get to know each other better. Competition, folks, starts 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, 8:30 with the Forester Lane pairs, 2 rounds of that, followed by the singles play right after that. And this will continue every day until next Saturday, where we'll have our championship games. So if you're in the area, if you're going to be here all week watching, if you're just a guest here today, please come out and watch the events. These kids are all extremely talented, and you'll be shocked at how good they play bowls. All right, that's it. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for coming out. Guests, distinguished guests. Mr. Sawi had to leave. He's got another engagement. He sends his best regards to everyone now. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening.